You too. Thank you for tuning in for another one. It's your brother Trey with Unpopular Opinions. Man, we got another interesting video to jump into. So let's go ahead and check this out. We're going to do some reactions and see what's going on with this one. Let's jump in.
Who want to be competitive will find a way to make themselves competitive for the black men who want to have relationships. We have to stimulate the market. We cannot control human behavior. The market will correct itself. Yeah, we got to stimulate the market. Like I said, I want black women to win, but I want you to win by being an asset to a man, not by a man just having to settle down and say, "I'll take you," even though you don't want to act right. Go ahead, Fabio.
Hey, what's going on?
All right, let me do. Jason, how are you?
Hey, good brother. How are you doing this evening?
What's your question?
My question is, now that we are opening the market, how do African American men begin the dating process with women outside of their ethnicity that they're not used to dating?
Well, honestly, I think one of the first things you have to do is get over the guilt.
Correct.
You got to get over that guilt that comes along with it. And I think what you do is you just look at Serena Williams, Meghan Markle, Eve, and everybody else who ain't got a shred of guilt to it. You got to remember. You got to remind yourself that they made the movie. Let's try something different. You got to remind yourself that this is not an idea that men have decided to do. It's a last resort, because if men don't get wives and have children, you can't make a black community with 54% of the men single and childless and $1 that circulates 6 hours. We are going to be a minority in 2050. That's around the corner. So how do you do it? Black men are going to, one of the first things black men are going to have to start doing is, like it or not, you got to do something about your overall image, your appearance, your behavior, your communication, the digital footprint. What works in our community does not work. What works in our culture does not translate in other cultures.
And that's the question I have for you, good brother, because oftentimes going out, even though we may be living in a major city that may be called a melting pot, many times ethnic groups assimilate with themselves in social settings. So you may have an Asian couple here, black.
What's the ultimate question, though? I mean, because let's make it real simple.
Sure.
Black men are going to have to continue to evolve.
How do we approach?
Hold on. We have been approaching the market on easy mode. How do we approach How do we approach different ethnicities? She's a female.
You said what, sir?
How do you approach her? She's a female.
Correct. Okay. Very good.
Here's.
Whoa! Damn! The Godfather speaks some gems, you guys. If you want to reach a woman from a different race, you know what you got to do, guys? This is a secret. All right, look, it's special. Look, got to make sure it's on the equinox. It's got to be, the constellations got to be aligned first. Okay, first and foremost, they got to be aligned. And then on a blue moon at 11:11 exactly, AM or PM, you walk up to her and approach her. That's how you do it. That's actually not how you do it, you guys. Look, long story short, like, it depends on what kind of age that you're looking for at the end of the day, man. Because when you're talking about our generation, once again, like 26 and younger, and if these guys, obviously, they're in their 30s or 40s, so girls for them that they're looking for, that are attracted to them, are going to be more in my age range, a little bit younger maybe, possibly a little bit older. Everything's digital. So it really, really, really does come down to the clout at the end of the day, you guys. It comes down to your clout. Like, I hate to say it. I mean, your fitness is going to look good. This brother looks like he takes care of himself. So he looks like a little knockoff Jason Derulo. I'm not even trying to roast him, but, like, women look at that. They look at that shit. They pay attention to those types of things. And so he looked like he got his little gray fox thing going on, silver fox stuff doing. And, like, his place looks pretty nice. And so, I mean, there's no ultimate secret to it. Like, I don't know if you guys ever went to college, but colleges naturally filter out between their races off the rip. Like, people just go to their races, you know? I mean, some people mix, but ultimately, like, it's, you just do it, man. Like, it ain't no secret to it. Like, This isn't anything. This isn't no rocket science type of shit. And it's so interesting. Kevin got to get his point off. Like he can't let the brother talk. He got to get his point off.
Here's the real question. I think the underlying question is, we know how to talk to black women. You don't know how to talk to non-black women. Let's just get real. I think that's really where this has come from. And I think in our community, our culture, we're too insular. We're not curious. We don't like. Are we as curious as we need to be? No. Mm-hmm. Do we like to try new stuff? Have you ever tried to go out take brothers to a sushi bar? Salsa dancing, huh?
Yes.
But
and the interest is very low oftentimes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Because when they're uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Because they have not done the work to be comfortable in their own skin. You can be a black man at a sushi bar and still be black.
Oh, now Kevin ain't wrong about that one. A lot of black men, we just do the same shit every night. When you call up your niggas, what they trying to do? Smoke some weed, play some video games, go to the club that you guys been to 85 different times. Go to the on occasions we'll go shoot some pool, right? And it's like, come on, man. People think it's fruity to go do some painting or some shit. Go to a wine and paint painting with a twist or some shit. Do some go-karts, go to the museum. You know what I'm saying? Like, go to an aquarium. Like, that shit's just so weird and foreign to a lot of men in our age and no, the culture. It don't matter what age. This shit just is. You gotta expand your horizons, man. Like that shit is different. And when it comes to talking to other races, I think he's kind of right. This goes hand in hand when some black people in school, when they were really good academically, what did a lot of the black people say? Oh, you talk white. You talk like a white person. Are you even black? And it's like, you making fun of me. You're trying to shame someone for speaking intellectually, articulating their words, pronouncing every syllable and sound in there. And it's like, that's how you communicate with the global world. We're in a globalized world. The internet shit, this shit's moving faster than ever. Can you believe there are still billions of people without internet? Okay, do you think that's going to change in the next 5, 10, 20 years? Do you think there's more money in those other places? So how do you tap into it? You've got to speak their language. Now, English and Spanish and Arabic and Chinese are the top languages in the world. So we speak English. Now that we got a pretty good head start on a lot of people, but that's not going to cut it. You still got to know a decent amount of vocabulary in the English dictionary. You know what I'm saying? Like, other races look at that. The stuff that we value in the black community, they don't really value that same shit in other cultures. You know? Like, we want to value the hardness. You a real nigga. How many bodies you got? You robbed somebody? How much weed can you smoke? You only smoke one blunt? You ain't no real nigga. And it's like, that shit's cool in other cultures. You can smoke some weed with some other people, and it's like, but it's like, that's not what dictates your value and your worth. So he's got a little point on that one. I mean, at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is just being an interesting person. Like, there's more to life than weed, money, sex, and Hennessy. Like, think of Fresh and Fit, guys. They have so many races of people coming over there because it's an interesting podcast. Right now, granted, a lot of those girls just want to have their 5 minutes of fame, but you still gotta be an interesting person at the end of the day. Do some cool, interesting things. You could be a straight up hood nigga and like get other race chicks and stuff like that, and vice versa. It's just being an interesting person, like being cultured.
But you don't have to put hot sauce on the sushi.
And I will say this, good brother, before you go on. I'm in the mix, and I just wanted to let you know that the men in the mix are collaborating well, and that we are looking to build together, and we should be implementing additional, let's say, content to the black male media.
I appreciate it.